Welcome to Totally Naked Movie Reviews, where we review today's top movies, stripping them down to their bare essentials and exposing any faults they may have. Today we look at Kong, Skull Island. Well, I enjoyed this movie more than the Peter Jackson King Kong, and I enjoyed it more than the recent Godzilla movie, which takes place in the same universe as this King Kong and was made, basically made by the same people. Now, I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed the Godzilla movie because this movie knew what you wanted to see. King Kong. There wasn't any crap where King Kong was about to do something, and then they cut to some kind of news report or some crap like that. When King Kong was on screen, he was doing stuff, and you were seeing Kong do stuff. And like I said, there wasn't any cutaways what the little people were doing. I mean, yes, there were some, but not like Godzilla, where they wanted you to focus on some guy on the ground instead of Godzilla. And I liked it better than the Peter Jackson one because this movie just didn't drag on like Peter Jackson's King Kong did. Speaking of which, we see a kind of a different Kong than the Peter Jackson one or any of the other ones, I'd say. Well, at least, the original, the 1970-ish King Kong, and of course Peter Jackson's remake. It did borrow a little, I think, from King Kong versus Godzilla. No surprise there. In this case, King Kong, he doesn't have any humanity to him. And that's what I liked about this one. They stayed away from that, He's just a big gorilla who likes to smash things and take on other monsters. He didn't fall in love with, the little blonde. There wasn't any human side to him. He's a gorilla. He does gorilla things. I enjoyed that. Okay, so I've talked a lot about Kong. I like the look of him too. He's a dirtier Kong. His fur isn't all clean and polished. He's out living in the wild on Skull Island there. So he gets, mud and moss and dirt all over his fur. So I like that. I like all the stuff that he's smashing. I like King Kong in, Kong Skull Island. Basically, the plot is a bunch of people go to Skull Island trying to find stuff. John Goodman's character, he knows what's there, sort of, and everyone else is kind of duped into it. You've got the army, they're going along so they can drop bombs, to seismic readings or some horse shit that John Goodman tells them. But basically, they're there to wake up King Kong, so John Goodman can get proof because he's working for the same organization that Ken Wannabe was working for in the Godzilla movie. And basically, they run into King Kong. He's not too happy to see them there. A bunch of shit gets smashed. And then, they're trying to get off the island, and Samuel L. Jackson's trying to kill King Kong. And, that's basically the movie. Okay, so, like I said, we talked about Kong. Let's talk about the characters, the little people, the humans, who you're with as much as you are with King Kong. I liked most of them. They had characters, and they had motivations. You had John C. Reilly. He's in it. He's a pretty funny character. I liked his backstory. I won't spoil it for you. You had a few soldiers because, like I said, they had a military escort going in, and they're decent enough characters. You have a scientist played by the guy from Straight Outta Compton and 24 Legacy and The Walking Dead. Corey Hawkins, I think his name is. He's pretty decent in that. He's got this theory that the Earth is hollow. If there's monsters underneath, and it turns out he's right. I like this character. But if we have to make a complaint, I didn't like some of the main characters, like Brie Larson's character and Tom Hiddleston's character. They're like the main characters, and they do nothing. I mean, Brie Larson's character is supposed to be this photographer, like a wartime one, because they're set in the Vietnam era. And Tom Hiddleston's character is this tracker, which they make a big deal about when they first introduce him, but it never really plays out in the movie. He's supposed to be this ex-British MI6 special forces guy. He's got this kind of mysterious past, and he's a tracker, but he doesn't track shit throughout the movie. His character's just kind of bland, and he's supposed to be one of the main characters. And the same with Brie Larson. You know, she's a war correspondent, but you know, she doesn't do anything except go from one place to the next. And John Goodman's character, who kind of starts out like he's the Ahab of the group. He knows what's going on the island, you know, big monsters, and he's got a past with big monsters, and that's why he's a part of the secret monarch group. But then halfway through it, Samuel L. Jackson's character becomes the Ahab of the group because he wants to kill Kong, because Kong knocked a shitload of his helicopters out of the sky and killed a bunch of his men, so he wants to kill Kong. And if they were going to do that with Samuel L. Jackson, because I liked his character, then why did they have this sort of backstory with John Goodman where he wants revenge? And then when he sees Samuel L. Jackson's character wants revenge, he's like, hold on, dude, we really should just get off the island at this point. It's like, well, who's the Ahab here? And then eventually John Goodman's character is, you know, dealt with. But yeah, that I didn't like. But aside from that, I really did enjoy this film. It's got some great computer-generated graphics. Like I said, they did some things that were different from all the other King Kongs. And, you know, he had some decent characters. I really did enjoy John C. Reilly's character. Like I said, I won't spoil it for you. I thought but yeah. So, let's see. I spent $9 to see this film. If you take away a few complaints I had, I think it was about $7 out of $9 worth. And that's all I got to say on Kong Skull Island.